Alright, hello again. So, carrying on. There's countless knife defense techniques out there. I'm going to keep making more and more and more videos, and they're going to get shorter and shorter because I've pretty much said everything already. So if you haven't seen my previous videos on knife defense, please do. I'd be very grateful. I may even send you a crate of beer in the very distant future. And so from now on, I'm going to get straight and short to the point. So this video is going to be about knocking the knife out of the enemy's hand, either by hitting the knife, or kicking the knife, or hitting or kicking his hand itself, or grabbing the hand and then hitting the knife, and why I think that's a very, very, very bad idea. So I've got three weapons here. I've got the big one, the little one, and a secret weapon that I'm going to show you a little bit later just for kicks. So it's a very, very common idea that you should hit or kick the knife out of the enemy's hand. I myself was taught it by a moron when I did karate. You see it in manuals, you see it in YouTube instructor techniques. It's just a bad idea. Here's why. Thing is, this all depends on the way the enemy is gripping the knife. And there's generally two ways that people grip the knife. With the thumb on top, or with the thumb wrapped around. And the thing is, this makes a huge difference. This is paramount. It makes all the difference in the world when it comes to knocking a knife out of your enemy's hand. Because if he's holding it with his thumb on top, which is not the way you want to hold it when you're in a fight, and you notice I've got all this empty space here. It's just like when you're shooting a pistol. You want a good pistol grip, you've got no blank spaces between your hands. It's all covered. So there's nowhere for the recoil to go. Whereas if you have uncovered space, then your left side's weak and the pistol will go that way. Same thing with the knife here. So if I've got all that empty space, look at this. Slow push, my wrist goes with it, and I lose my grip. Now watch what happens when I wrap my thumb around. Nothing. I'm going as hard as I can here. I can resist it. I hit it. My hand just follows it. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter how hard you hit. It doesn't matter if it's a kick or a slap. If you hit it, my hand and the knife together are both going to move all in the same motion. I'm not going to lose my grip because there's nothing stopping my hand. It's not like a car crash where the car stops and your body keeps going. No, these are moving together. So I'm not going to lose my grip on this. So the thing is, very many people who really don't know what they're doing in knife fighting will hold a knife like this. And you'll notice a lot of knives even have ridges designed there as if to promote that kind of grip. That's not because they're stupid. The thing is, this is a natural way for most people to hold a knife with a thumb on top. Because we don't carry knives to kill people, generally speaking, unless you're a total asshole. And if you are carrying a knife just to kill people, go fuck yourself. We carry knives as utility, so when you're cutting food, cutting boxes, the thumb on top generally gives people a better feeling of control for that kind of fine work, which carries over to people when they start carrying a knife for self-defense or practicing in combat scenarios. Well, they'll keep the thumb on top. But the problem is, with the knife defense is, so let's get down to kicking it out of hand. So it is feasible, it's possible. If he's got the bad grip and you hit it, it can certainly, and I just nicked myself. See, that's why it's dangerous to play around with a knife with no sheath. So, also note, this is important. I'm just playing around here and I already cut myself once. Here's the thing. The knife is always freaking moving. It's almost impossible to hit. It's very hard to hit. It's constantly going to be moving. And I don't mean just waving. It's going to be moving into you. But try and hit this. Look at my arm. Look at where it's going. Can you hit that reliably? If you put your hand out and you miss, what happens when you hit the edge here? I just barely touched this. I already cut my thumb. Yep, see? Bleeding. And imagine if it's just going full force and you freaking put your hand out and this goes right into your hand. Or your foot. On top of that, nobody stabs like this. They're going to stab repeatedly like that. Try hitting that. Also, the knife is constantly going to react to your movement. This is a fight. He's not a computer game boss with a certain pattern. If your leg comes up to kick, he's going to react and move his hand away or into your leg. Your arm comes up, so let's say he blocks the knife, which is also impossible to do because boom, with the empty hand. But let's say you block the knife, it comes down and into you again. It will always react, pulling away from your hits. So it's virtually impossible to actually get that hit in. And if you do, again, if he's holding it like this, it's not going to do anything. So are you really going to risk your life on a technique that depends entirely on the enemy holding the knife a certain way? Pretty much I have a general rule of thumb for all techniques, all weapons, all knives, all systems. If the technique is unpredictable or unreliable, I dispose of it. You need that enemy dead in the first hit 100% of the time. You need a bullet to the head, not to the gut. You need a bullet to the spine, not to the lung. Some people will drop instantly when you punch them, some won't. Some will drop when you shoot them, some won't. Some people will take multiple stabs and keep fighting. People react to pain differently. You need to break structural damage. So when we're talking about freaking attacks like hitting people on the hand, for example. Oh no, I mean, I lost my train of thought. What I was saying is that when we're talking about a technique that's unpredictable based on the way he's holding it, it's useless. Now note, this is a K-bar. It's a long knife. It's got leverage for that. People generally will not attack you with that kind of stuff. They're going to attack you with small knives. They're concealable, they're easy, they're convenient, and let's be frank, like I talked about in my previous videos, the typical time we get into fights like this, it's not a mugging or a robbery. It's you're arguing with an asshole in the bar, and he's like, fuck you, I got a knife, haha. Which is why he's going to have a pocket knife on him. He's not expecting to walk around and shank people with a K-bar, he just has a knife on him, and then he just, whoop, I got a knife. And it's usually going to be this. So, this goes back to leverage. See, now I've got my thumb on top of the blade. Look at that. Now I can't get it out of my hand, even with the thumb on top. I mean, I'm not going to hit this because this is so small, I'd probably cut myself again. But see, with the small blade, you got no leverage. So even if you hit that, it's not guaranteed to fly out with a bad grip, let alone a proper grip. On the counter argument, here's the secret weapon. A very big knife. Look at this. One finger. One finger. That's leverage. Here you have none. And the final thing, hitting the hand itself. It just doesn't do anything. I mean, go ahead, form a fist, hit it. It might hurt, but the thing is, if it hurts, my natural reaction is not to do this. It's to grip tighter. You hit my hand, it spasms into a fist. I mean, that's a natural reaction for most people. You hit them, they tense up. So they're just going to get a tighter grip, and this is going to go nowhere. So that's it. Hitting the knife out of people's hands with a kick or the hand or the blade. Bad juju. Don't do it unless you want a knife going through your hand. Thank you.